Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my live trading session. We're looking at S&P 500 mini futures 2000 tick chart, and we're only going to be relying on the naked candlesticks that are printing on the chart. We're going to be trading price action strategy, which means we're not relying on any lagging indicators. I have one indicator. This is 21 bar EMA, this moving average, but this is just a supportive indicator. And right now I can see that the price is in a strong uptrend. Why? We are making series of higher highs, higher lows, and price has been above the exponential moving average for the majority of the day. Every single pullback below the exponential moving average was bought. So this tells me there's a lot of buyers in the market. So when I know there's a lot of buyers in the market, I need to look some decent pattern because price action works and market geometry works. So there's always some form of pattern. Right now I have this bigger pattern. I have a bounce of this pattern, but I'm not looking to go long yet because we're at the very top of the move. This is very short correction and I need this correction to be a little bit deeper. I'm playing right now the trading range because you guys can see each new swing is further and further away from the potential trend line. So this tells me that the trend may be wavering a little bit. So I'm respecting the trading range right now. I'm respecting the top. I'm letting this correction play out. But at the same time, I'm not looking to sell at all. This is still a strong bullish structure. So I'm just looking for long opportunities. I just need to give market room. I cannot go long at the very high of this entire move. So right now, I'm just waiting. We have 1 minute until the market, regular US stock market hours will open. I'm looking for first entry short, second entry short above exponential moving average because we came from bottom of the range and I'm expecting for price to get all the way up to here. But you guys can see we open and we just now have a first entry short failure. So this is a failure for the first entry and you guys can see we're pushing really far away. Too bad there was no trigger below this bar. This is only a hidden second entry. So right now I don't want to play hidden entries on failure. So I'm still sitting patiently. Alright guys, I'm quickly resuming the video as there is a lower high setup forming. And I'm gonna try to sneak my limit order. So I'm quickly moving my stop loss at the signal bar. I'm going to go for a quick scalp as you guys can see. And wow, the price is reversing strongly. Let me just quickly tighten this one tick above the signal bar here. What I'm looking at a strong bearish structure. There's a first entry short, second entry short that closed below EMA, and I was about to go short on a lower high below this bar right here because it looked like it's going to form a nice bearish reversal bar. At the very last second it closed very bullish, so I scratched the idea of taking a lower high here, but then it quickly formed a gigantic bearish bar right here, which I really like going short below this bar right here, and the stop loss has to go above this bar, so we just reach our scalp. And I didn't manage to quickly tighten the stop loss because market is so fast, so the stop loss on the runner, which would have been hit. Once we get to the break even, I will instantly tighten this. Come on, push a little bit lower. All right, so I'm tight, and we got stopped out here. All right, I'm resuming the video because during the heat of a moment, I didn't really explain things properly. As you guys can see, market and price action keeps unfolding, and you keep adjusting the trend line. So there was a downtrend that I had in play, but you guys can see we chopped around here, which is already giving you signs that there's an indecision around this support right here, around this key level, and we're not pushing lower. We bounce from here and reverse strongly above EMA. So this tells you that there is potentially spike and the channel pattern right here. Strong push above exponential moving average is indicating the change in the switch of the momentum from bearish to bullish. So right now I'm expecting a second entry long or potentially first entry short, second entry short above EMA, but we move way too far for this fell second entry short to work. So I'm just waiting patiently how the price action will unfold here. Now, as I was looking at this price action, there was a trading range and I was focusing on the trading range. And we had a fell breakout with the break any new extreme, higher low, and I was expecting first entry short, second entry short above exponential moving average to hold, but it didn't. There was a big rejection, bearish rejection, second entry short. I cannot sell yet. Nothing is unsure. We can have the failure that's going to close above EMA, but since the failed second entry short closed below EMA doji like this, below EMA, this gave me the information that I may look for a lower high. There was a lower high that I wanted to sell below, horrible bullish bar. I cannot sell below this bar. I almost wanted to scratch the trade, but then in the blink of a moment, there was a big bearish bar that formed right after this bar, which confirmed my first initial thought for the lower high. So I jump on board. You guys saw this. You had to ride out the sweat. That's why you put the stop loss above the signal bar. You cannot put it in the middle because you will get stopped on the noise. You always have to use the price action structure to protect your stop. And there was a new extreme, and there was a little first entry long pullback, second entry long failure that you could have jumped on board as well for a quick easy scalp. But by that time you have two high probability setups, and you want to stay away from this because you just keep chopping and you're not pushing lower. So you guys can see the momentum is changing. I may adjust my trend line a little bit like this because this is really a strong bullish momentum. The market broke the main key level resistance. First thought that I should have as a trader is to expect for this breakout to fail and pull back lower. Now this has been the major bullish structure, so the breakout can succeed. For that reason, that this was a major bullish structure for the day, this was the bias for today, I'm looking for a second entry long somewhere around EMA and the support that acts as a resistance. But it has to form really well because we can end up being in a trading range and we can come from this failed breakout all the way down back in range. So I'm really need to be careful. Really want to see the second entry long happen good. And what do I mean is happen good? There needs to be a clear break, new extreme of the downtrend and still above the EMA. So I really need to pay attention because I don't want to get trapped while the market is pushing down from the failed breakout. But you guys can see we bounce off here, which tells you that this spike on a channel can be valid. So this is indicating you something, and this is a little bit crooked. It should be a little bit nicer so it fits off the top better as well. This is much better. So right now I'm just waiting for potential long. All right, we have a second entry long forming, but I'm not looking for going long right here because there's the shortened downtrend that is in play. And what can happen if you're going to go long into downtrend like this, you can end up getting trapped on a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. It is nice to see that the two key entry points are holding, but right now I need to be patient and I need to wait. All right guys, so I'm quickly resuming the video as there may be a high low setup, but we have a bad signal bar. Actually 2500 tick chart has a great signal bar. Let me get in here. 2500 tick chart has a great signal bar on a high low. Come on. And we already missed it because the valid, and that's a shame. I hesitated a little bit because my signal bar was bad, but just as I looked on the 2500 tick chart, the signal bar is full on a nice bullish reversal bar. And the idea here is if you have a break above this key level, but most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. So you want to wait for price to pull back. You never want to buy in its breakout phase. You want to buy the breakout pullback. There's a second entry long, but since the downtrend is in play, I cannot go long just yet, even though two key entry points are holding. But if I'm unsure what to do in this situation, I wait for the confirmation setup. I wait for higher low. Higher low pushed higher, which confirmed the bullish momentum. Exponential moving average is still holding, and this key level, that support, is still holding. So even though the second entry long is risky because the downtrend is in play, there's a break and an attempt to create new extreme by the sellers, and it failed because the two key entry points are holding price. For that reason, this is a nice higher low confirmation of this second entry long. Two key entry points are holding. Overall structure is bullish. For that reason, I'm not particularly looking to sell the trading range. If this was a pure trading range, I'm not even looking to go long. I'm just looking for lower high, go back into the trading range. But the big picture is important. You zoom out back, you take a look what the buyers has been doing the entire day, and they've just been buying like crazy. So you want to stay with the bias. So this was a nice setup. Unfortunately, missed it. Just quick snap. This is how the bar looked like on a 2500 tick chart. You guys can see there was a first entry long pullback, second entry long, gorgeous bullish bar. But when the market is fast like this, you really have to shoot quickly. Other than that, you're going to get left behind. All right guys, so I'm quickly resuming the video as there may be a failed second entry short forming above the exponential moving average. Ended very bearish. This is not what I want to see. On the 5-minute chart, exponential moving EMA is still holding on a 5-minute chart. But what I'm looking at, I have a strong downtrend. I have an overshoot. A lot of time lead to a break of a trend line or straight up reversal. However, I cannot go long above this big bearish bar. At least had there been an engulfing entry, which means we would have triggered first below, trapped everybody going short here, and then reversed. You can make a case for going long, but right now I need to wait for a good bullish signal bar. Unfortunately, this is why you respect the signal bar. You want to go long, so you want to see a bullish confirmation of momentum. There is none. So you guys can see this is why you don't jump the gun. You want to stay patient and you want to see a nice bullish bar right now. And there is a strong bearish momentum. So scratching the idea and waiting right now for this downtrend to play out because the overshoot led to a break and we pushed back below EMA here. All right, resuming the video once again, as there has been nice new high, first entry long, push below EMA indicating bearish momentum, second entry long, failure. Was really contemplating this short, but once you're expecting one side of the market to prevail, it's very hard to switch the gear. So I was first expecting failed second entry short for EMA to hold and give me a nice bullish bar, but you turn back below EMA. So this is a good sign that you're going to make a new extreme for this downtrend because it's the first break of the downtrend. But since I was thinking long, 30 seconds prior, it's really hard to switch the gears. But looking back, this was such a nice entry. Failed second entry long below EMA, downtrend needs a new low after you confirm the bearish momentum. And you guys can see what strong of a move this was. This is a gigantic run. I'm going to be really kicking myself for this one, but it's hard to switch the gears in split second like that. Just comes with the trading. Has to stay patient. Still a lot of time and a lot of setups will be on the table. So no worries. Price action is very volatile. All right, guys, I'm quickly resuming the video as there just formed a couple more ticks. Let me just, and I got filled. So I'm going to instantly move my stop loss above the signal bar. I'm going to go for 3 points. And what I'm looking at is I see a uptrend working higher. I see a break, new extreme form, which tells me that the uptrend played out. Also, exponential moving average keeps holding price, and there is just a first entry short. So this is a pullback, the second entry short. Exponential moving is holding. A downtrend is still in place. So this is a strong bearish structure, and we just need a couple more ticks. I'm going to quickly, and we got filled. Perfect. So this was my second trade for today, but hopefully you guys understand why I took it. You have to draw the shortened trend lines, just like it prevented me from going long right here. There's a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Downtrend played out with the break at a new extreme, which tells you that the buyers are no longer in control. Nice big bearish bar, confirming the overall bias. Quick, easy scalp, 3 points. Runner got stopped, which is a shame because during such a high volatility, I scaled down, so I mainly bank on runners. But since my target profit is 3 points, it's still decent. So I've been waiting here for a few minutes with just my 2 trades because we had a little break and a couple legs to a new extreme of this overall downtrend. And you guys can see there's an uptrend, there's a break, new extreme. So there is 2 legs up to a new extreme, but there is strong resistance holding. So I'm playing it as a trading range right now. So after a break at a new extreme, the uptrend is no longer in play. There was a strong bearish rejection and a lower high setup. This was a little bit tempting, but I'm just sitting patiently here, waiting, because right now we're in this trading range. You guys can see how EMA was pointing down and now it's completely flattening and we're working in the middle of this range. So I'm just being patient. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video and I'm going to take a high-low entry right here. I'm going to put my limit order. The bar is fairly big, so I'm going to use my limit order a little bit further back. Let's see if price can pull back a little bit. And price is going out without me. Come on. I'll probably wait for failed second entry short now. We already moved quite a bit. Maybe I can still get filled. Unfortunately, missed the setup, but that happens. I like this as a third trade for today. What was I looking at that I missed this entry? We see an uptrend working higher. We have a triple confirmation of the lows. The first 2 swings confirm the trend line after a break, 2 legs to a new extreme. Third swing confirm it. We had an uptrend working higher, break and a new extreme, but this smaller uptrend is part of this bigger uptrend. So the bias is still slightly bullish. There's a push close to the EMA, and EMA holds price, and there's a first entry long pullback, second entry long, while EMA keeps holding price inside of this bigger channel. So this tells me that the bullish bias is still good, but this second entry long is way too big. I cannot enter here. Price consolidated. There was a 2-legged pullback down, but actually I like the trend line a little bit like this. There's a 2-legged pullback down, but the downtrend is still in play, and you're below EMA, so you cannot take this. And then you have a first entry long, second entry long, but you have the downtrend in play again. That trapped a lot of traders, but this is why we draw these shortened trend lines. We need to see a break and attempt to create new extreme. You may not probably get a new low because the key entry point is hold, but you need to see a break and attempt. This is why we wait for higher lows and higher lows here. Then you have an overshoot, you have a first break of this major uptrend. So that tells me that we're most likely going to get a new extreme. I saw a strong push above EMA, bullish momentum, confirming that the buyers are still active in the initial uptrend, and nice higher low, big bullish bar, confirmation setup, and you have a first entry short, second entry short failure. But take a look, you triggered lower, instant reversal, giving you a bullish momentum. But this is once again way too big, and you're going long at the very high of the move. No, you want to see a little bit deeper pullback. You want to see pullback over here to the EMA, so you get room to these highs, and then you want to go long. I cannot go long at the very top of the move, close to this resistance right here. If you made it to this very end of the video, that means you're enjoying the content. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning about day trading. And I'm going to wrap it up. 2 trades for the day, 1 lower high here, and then 1 nice second entry short here. And last attempt to take this trade right here. I didn't get filled, but it was a nice, a big, quick, easy scalp. Right now we have a break in a new extreme. There's a little failed breakout at pullback. Price is consolidating. FOMC is going to be an hour and a half. So you want to be like 30 minutes or 1 hour before FOMC. You want to be a little bit careful because market starts to slow down, and after FOMC it can get really, really fast. So I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.